like. Uh, I'm very, very good at it. I have like 26 years experience with it. Um, this part-time job that I'm working now, they have online, and there's a lot of things that would really confuse me on that. So
Mhm.
I would come home in the evenings if I had a problem, and I would search
Mm.
YouTube to find out the answers. How do I do this? How do I do that? And I'm glad I did, because I was doing the bank statements totally wrong, because
Oh, okay.
they're done differently in um, QuickBooks than they are, and in online than they are a desktop. And you can't, if you mess up, you can't undo a reconciliation like you can in desktop.
Mhm.
So I came home that night, and I did some searching, and I found out how to do it. You can
Mhm.
do it, but there's several steps. You have to go in to the accountant side of the desktop, I mean, of the online QuickBooks, and then you have to make yourself up a accounting company.
Oh.
And then, I mean, just a fake one, just a
Mhm.
generic one. And then you can go in as the accountant, and you can undo the reconciliation. And I
Okay.
had to do that 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, so I
Because I
guess
was
you're,
doing it completely wrong, so.
well, you know what they say about mistakes. That's the best way to learn, right?
Oh,
Is
yeah. Yeah. And if I
now
can't
you
figure
know how to
something out,
enter and fix it.
yeah, I know I go in and learn how to fix it. So,
Yeah. Well, again, Jennifer, that says a lot about the integrity of your work, that
mhm,
you knew something wasn't right, quite right, and that you're resourceful, that you were able to go back in and figure out how to do it
mhm,
without asking
mhm.
someone. There's times that it's appropriate to ask for help, but then, if we have the resources, you know, go for it, right? Now that
Mhm.
does bring me to that next question,
Okay.
about how you would ensure accuracy in your work. So
Okay.
on a day-to-day basis, how do you do that?
Uh, Everything I do, when I get done, I check it.
Okay.
I'm all about checking to make sure, like, I entered like 10 invoices, or 10 bills, for accounts payable. And, I would go in and check all the ones, to make sure I got the right vendor in there, got the right date, got the right invoice number, and I got the amount. And I
Okay.
just, print it out, and that's it. So,
Can you think of a time where maybe you caught an error in a
oh
financial
yeah,
record?
oh yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me what happened and how you fixed it.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I put in something in the wrong account, and I had to change it, which
Mhm.
was very easy to do. But I did one time have a problem with. I entered some checks that we received, and I did not put them in the right. I put them in accounts receivable, not in the clearing account, is what I'm trying to say. There's a clearing account which you put all your payments in, and I didn't put it because they said that it was not a regular payment. It was a grant. It was grant money.
Mhm.
And so I didn't put it in there correctly. It wasn't showing up on bank statement, because it was just out there kind of floating in in the air. So I
Sure.
had to go in and change it. And the bad thing about it is, it was from January, and we were like in March.
Mm.
So we have a lady. She's not our CPA for the company. Was at the symphony that I'm working at.
Okay.
She's not our CPA, but she is one of the board members, and she is a CPA. And she has an office there in our building. So she comes down from time to time if I have a problem, And so she told me how to do it. She said, well, just change it. And I said, but you don't understand, if I change it, then it messes up my beginning balance
Mm-hmm.
for this month. And I said, what do I do? And she goes, well, I don't know. So what I did is I just accepted the beginning balance that I
Mm-hmm.
had, and I put it in, because I also researched this. And what it does is it just puts in an entry for you. Um, it's called like error in beginning balance or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and it just goes to an account, that
Sure.
doesn't affect anything, so.
Well, I think that anybody, in the accounting, finance and accounting world, hearing you explain that is probably going to understand it, and see that it takes thinking outside the box, to be able to answer that type of question. I think it shows, your years of experience to know exactly how that all goes into place.
Hmm.
So I'm going to
Hmm.
go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We've got a few more things to talk about.
Okay.